excited to get back to work with the players today and another big opportunity here this week. Playing LSU at home, coming off the big victory and fun atmosphere for our players and our fans. This is the next opportunity, so we have to put that to bed really quick. Certainly, the coaches did back in the office working yesterday, and we'll be excited to see our players today and get back on the practice field and get ready for the next opportunity. So that's what it's about for us. If we continue to improve and as I say all the time, cultivate the good things that we're doing in the areas that we're playing well, continue to do that and cultivate that and get better and better each and every day in those areas. And there's plenty of areas that we need to improve. So that's the exciting part, to get back on the field and get ready to improve. Big challenge this week with Coach Ogeron, LSU Tigers, always a great football team with tons of talent. Very, very good football team. They have players at every position. Offensively, they have weapons all over the field. Defensively, they have weapons all over the field. It's always that way. They have guys at every level that can hurt you. Certainly defensively, you look at their guys up front. You look at a linebacker that could absolutely fly, and then they always have guys that could cover. So we need to improve offensively. And, as far as their offense, again, weapons, certainly starting with Kayshawn Butte. He could hurt you at any given time, and they have plenty of guys around them. So, as I mentioned, proud of our team's effort. After watching the film, very pleased with so many elements of this past football game. So many areas where we played incredibly well, executed at an incredibly high level, played exceptionally hard, and there's plenty of areas to improve. That's the good news, and I feel very good about that, and I feel like we will. So, be glad to open it up for questions.
Mark, Big Blue Nation has had to sell out of here, and it seems like they played a huge part to help you guys win when they were disrupting Florida at the line of scrimmage when they had the ball.
Yeah.
You want to give a shout out to the nation?
I did. That was the first thing I did Saturday, right? Yeah, I'll do it again today. I meant it. It was heartfelt. The minute I came in here, I said that was for the Big Blue Nation because of a lot of reasons. There's the tough times, for so many years, certainly against certain teams. And I know the frustration. I just felt it since I've been here. And for them to come out and affect that game and help determine the outcome of that game, I know was special to the Big Blue Nation. So once again, can't thank them enough. And they certainly were a big part of determining the outcome of a football game. And that's home field advantage. And really look forward to having that each and every week.
What was the severity of McCall's injury? I know he's not listening.
McCall's? He'll be out for a little bit. Lower extremity.
How did you feel like Justin and Josiah and those young linemen played when you watched them?
Those two in particular played well. We got to get some guys inside around them playing better. But Justin and Josiah played well. Josiah got a little dinged up also, nothing major. He'll be back this week. But with him playing so many reps and then taking a little shot, he got a little bit ineffective late once he got hurt. But he's got to learn to play through some of that. But overall, those two both did a good job, and I was very pleased.
Khalil Sanders played quite a bit.
Yeah.
I know Joel Williams, there's a lot of guys we haven't heard of. How in general did
Yeah, Khalil needs. He got valuable game reps against a quality team, and let's just say that showed. But I love him, and he's going to be a good player. It's just when you're thrown into an SEC game like that with that O line, he's got some work to do. But we love his talent. I love his energy. I love him personally. Like he's going to be really good. It's just really hard to play as a true freshman in there. And there were some plays that really popped. You know what I mean? That he will learn from. Joel's a physical guy. We love the way he's been progressing. With that situation, it cost him so much time. Obviously Vito, you saw him play so much last year. The same thing. It cost him time. So we've got to continue to bring those guys back in the fold.
Are the fans maybe just like the players? Are you concerned that they may have a one-off also? And if be able to come back time and time again and create the same type of atmosphere and environment that they did
No.
on Saturday?
No, I have no doubt the BBN, we're just, feeding them. So they'll be back out there with full effect on Saturday. Saturday night, it'll be a great environment and can't wait.
Mark, you talked about the offense. What did the film show you about the offense?
Just so many opportunities, and again, you've heard me talk a lot, John, about play here, a play there. With an offense, you can't afford to do that. Not in the SEC against a quality defense. With a great defensive coach, great players, you can't miss things when they're there. When we try to come back to them, they're fixed. Whether we exposed it or not. And that's what good coaches, good teams do. There were some plays there. Maybe we missed it. Quarterback's eyes were in the wrong place. We come back to it. It's no longer there. You can't miss those opportunities. You got to hit them at the right time, the right moment. We're still just a bit off there, but again, we're doing the right things. What I see is I'm very positive. We're doing the right things. It's going to happen. Will's going to play better, but I believe in what we're doing and the whole group, and it'll come around.
You talked about LSU's talent. You're maybe a little more familiar with LSU talent than some of the other teams. Just the top line, they kind of transfer portal, that kind of stuff. What's the dynamic there between you and Coach O? Is that something y'all talk about?
No, we have. There's no odd dynamic or anything like that. No, we really just see each other when we see each other at meetings and things of that nature. So I have a lot of respect for Coach O and his players and his program, and I would say we have the type of relationship where we're cordial or professional when we see each other at the meetings and such.
Do you get a sense for there this game?
I don't know yet. To be honest with you, I've been wrapped up, last week with last week's game, and we'll see him. I haven't even seen those guys yet. Some guys I saw through the building yesterday with treatment and things going on, but I didn't see there.
You all were talking to Dare in the portal. How big was it that Kelvin had come here and succeeded the way he did? I know
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it was quite important. That was between them. The only thing I could do is tell the kids the way we run our program, but players really speak the truth and and reiterate that to people that they're close with, and you'd have to ask him.
Mark, are you going to expect one pancake block again from Cavassier going forward?
I want him to give that kind of effort every time going forward. That's for sure. Very unselfish and really good to see. And he's been really, to us, he's been proving himself for the last 2-3 weeks. Just the way he's been practicing and being so solid, more reliable, and more opportunities will come his way. Once again, it kind of stinks when you only get 41, 42 plays. The football doesn't get passed around enough. I meant that I meant passed or handed off. We just don't have enough plays to get people the ball. So we got to get more plays and get more options.
No, we have good job.
Feels like that play is there, it just can't get executed. Is that what can you do to get over that hump with some of those plays that are closer or something?
Well, sometimes we're hunting certain coverages and think you have it and it's not there, and so some of it just depends. Some of it is more stressful on a defense than others, and it's pretty hard to completely trick really good people. You have good plays, and some coverages have other certain strengths and certain weaknesses, and you feel like you have good matchups, but completely tricking really good defenses like that, hard to do.
Mark, with the defense playing an excellent brand of complementary football and doing the things they did to give the offense a chance to get the ball back and score. Speak to that, please.
Just much better. I mentioned it a week ago via Zoom that we improved in that area as a team, complementing each other and getting stops when we need to get stops, and that's much better than early in the season when we weren't doing that. So if you want to win and win difficult games, then you have to do that, and our players know that, and they know they need to dig in and get good stops when they need to, and we won that game as a team, and it was very big. And offensively, we need to continue to work extremely hard, but stay positive and have that belief system, because it's going to happen. We just got to continue to do the right things.
Saturday night after the game seems like the fans now have an expectation as opposed to when he first got here. It's like, well, we know your pedigree. It's like, well, we'll see what he can do. We hope he can. Hope he can. Now the fans don't know what to say. I hope I hear them saying we expect to beat teams like Florida, Georgia, LSU, and the other juggernauts, the Alabamas.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've said that and believed that since I walked in here. I mean, that's not lip service when I sit up here and say we go expect to win. That's no discredit to anybody. I say every week I'm here, I could venture to say, if you look back on the respect I have on the coaches in the league. If you don't, then you're not very bright. It's a very competitive league with very good coaches, very good players. But all's I could worry about is us. I promise you, I'm going in the building yesterday morning to compete to win the football game. I don't care who we're playing, and that's just the way we're going to go about our business.
When I hear the fans talking about the football program the way it is now, they kind of relate it to what basketball history has been here. Where they now they say like now he can't go backwards. They expect to win every game. We're not losing. We're not going back.
No disrespect to anything. Like I mean, I can't respond. I'm not worried about that. Any of it. You know what I mean? I love and respect our fan base. I work my tail off 24/7 to deliver that product. I think that's pretty evident. So, I mean, outside of that, no offense, I could care less. But I mean that out of respect, not out of anything derogatory.
Mark, after all
Yeah.
those years, I actually believe you now when you say you're going to roll up your sleeves and get back to work. I think in your mind that is not coach speak, but
Yeah.
the players, they're young, they're impressionable. They've just been patted on the back about what they've done on Saturday. How can you realistically expect them to kind of get back down to earth?
Because we've been humbled already this year, with our play, and I always tell the players that in our business, you're going to get opportunity to be humbled every 7 days. And, we have been humbled, and, fortunately we were able to get away with a win, but we haven't played our best football. So they see the proof. Now I hope they're just hungry, and I believe they will be.
Mark, can you kind of speak to what the environment, the atmosphere, and then you put a win on top of it does for you recruiting wise and some of the feedback?
Yeah, I mentioned that Saturday. There's no denying that. When we have an opportunity like that and we have a sellout crowd and you're playing a top 10 team in the country, one that has tormented our fan base for 50 years, there's no denying that it's important. But as is every game, right? I mean, this one's every bit as important, if not more, because it's the next opportunity. And you have to stay in that reality. Was it important? Absolutely. Does it help our recruiting? Without question. It's hard. You put all this in there, but you know what? We had some guys on campus that I had to spend some time with, and so the partying's all over. Once I celebrate with that team in that locker room, I gotta go back to work and recruit some dudes. I want some dudes that change the digits on the scoreboard. And that's what we need, and that's I mean, I'll say this. I mean, I busted it last night on Papa Shot. No, I did. I kicked butt. And so, yeah.
And not only that, this week in the polls, you not only get high up in the polls, but you leapfrog Florida too. So to speak to that point and how important that is when you talk about recruiting.
I mean, the exposure is important. You win, all that takes care of itself. It really does. So I just want to win.
Just to follow up what you were talking about on defense, after South Carolina, you talked about the way they executed, and then they come out and do it again against Florida, including those 8 straight in the red zone. First of all, have you ever seen that? And secondly, what does that say to the level of confidence they're playing with now as far as their execution goes?
Well, I can't recall seeing that or being in that situation. Not that many opportunities. It is a little bit heartbreaking. Were we going in the 4th and 10 with the game on the line when we got the face mask, or and I mean that 4th and 9? I mean that's a hard pill, and but what are you gonna do? But buckle up the chin strap again and go do another set of downs, and that's what they did. And so our players have done it. You've seen them do it. Maybe not that many plays, but you've seen them get critical stops. So they have a belief system that they could get stops when we have to. And but very proud moment, obviously.
In the last 3 years for LSU, it's been a roller coaster, and their defense has been the same. What is this defense? What's their identity like?
You just see them again, very aggressive, very impactful players, guys that can hurt you on defense. At each level. You see them up front, you see the linebacker, and you see in the secondary guys that are NFL players, like top picks, guys that can hurt you. So still very much one of those offenses that are in your grill. I mean, one of those defenses that are in your face, like making you beat them. A lot of press, a lot of man free, mix in some zone. But you have to beat them. They're going to make you earn your yards, and so very, very good team.
How do you coach up your quarterback against tight man coverage? I mean, is it let it rip or is it?
No, well, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. You got to have protection, against a team like this. You saw Saturday, maybe a play here, a play there, that we were just off, maybe on the protection. He was feeling that coming. Guys were getting open. It affects the throw. You saw us do that to them. That's part of it. When you're playing very good defenses, I mean, look at the way we played against a very extremely talented offense. But our players were affecting the quarterback, whether it be coverage or pressure. And so with these guys with such tight coverage, yeah, I mean, our guys got to work hard to get open, and the quarterback got to trust it, and we got to hit some tight windows.
Going to get the run game going, which I don't. It's kind of something I don't really think of when I think of LSU is struggling. What, with the kind of the stuff you've got going on the D-line, some of the new guys, do you think that's something they're not to try to, take advantage of a little bit?
I do, because they will, and they're well coached. And it's just like us. Areas where we're falling short, we're going to work on them. We're going to emphasize that, and we're going to get better at it, and they will as well. And they have, very good players. And, Coach Ed said that, that they're going to work on those things. And so you have to believe that they will.
Jack Woods got national recognition. What stuck out to you about his play Saturday?
Well, obviously the big play at the end, was a really good play, and they dressed up the release very well on that play, and he slid through it and had great vision. It made an incredible play there. And just, he was really physical in certain plays where he was taking on blocks and making tackles and doing things, just doing a really good job. And I'm really happy for him. I could tell you this, it's been a long time since I saw anybody play better than Josh Pascal did. I mean, just incredible the way he has played, the way he played Saturday.
Florida has always traditionally been one of the top teams in terms of speed and pass. When we watched Florida and Kentucky, it kind of looked like Kentucky was playing in slow motion, but now that gap has really closed. How important is this aspect of speed in terms of...
Well, it's always important, speed and strength. I mean, as you know, you're probably alluding to the fact that for the past couple of years, we've been very big, very physical and long, but speed is a big deal. You could tell by the recruiting trail, that we're getting some fast guys, and I want some fast guys, and we need them. And as we continue to evolve and continue to improve offensively, we'll get some difference makers on the edge. And you've heard me talk about it for years. As you close the gap, as you really work hard to build a program and be good top to bottom, then there's games where you all watch. You watch the SEC, and there's just incredible individual plays where you just got some, freaky dudes out on the edge making one-handed catches, making catches that determine the outcome of games. Well, we need some.
Even defensively, it seems like there's...
And Wandell's doing that too, by the way, the incredible play he made the other day. Sorry to finish that, John.
Even defensively, it seems like you're tackling a lot better too now.
Yeah. Well, you've heard me talk through the years. You've seen us tackle well. When we're in good position, we tackle well. When we're out of position, we don't tackle well. When we're not leveraging the ball, doing the basics, when we do all that stuff, we're doing a good job. I think our defense right now, if you look at us with Brad and all those guys, they've done a wonderful job. We were just in their meeting this morning working on a couple weaknesses, but the strength of our team is we're playing with great vision. Understanding things, very good vision, very big vision, seeing everything, understanding what's going on, and playing really good as a unit.
Well,
On the fourth down play on the Wildcat, what was the thought process that sort of went into it?
Put the ball in Chris's hands. You know, that's what it was, you know, we talked about it and we went back and forth, and later in a critical moment we do the boot and they cover that, you know, so he was, you know, he could have went to the boot there, but I think they're too well coached, you know, they were going to put a bunch of guys up, take care of that, so they were going to take care of the middle and the edge. You know, there's other things we could do, we will, but that was the thought process, saying, hey, put the ball in Chris Rodriguez's hands and let him get us 2 yards.
You were a young defensive coordinator at one point. What can Liam, as a young offensive coordinator, learn from Saturday, especially going up against somebody like Todd Grant?
He'll learn with every opportunity. You know, Liam's bright. He's got to stay confident, stay with what we do. I'm very confident in him, Will, and the offense, and you know, those are scars. You know what I mean? Those are you know, that's what happens. You become a better coach by tough times. You know, you don't forget those moments. You know, you learn from them, and this is a big boy league, and certainly play some really good defense, and so you got to stay confident, stay with what you believe, you know, continue to do those things. That doesn't mean you learn. You know, how many times have I been accused of being hard-headed? It's not that. I always say I want to learn, you know, but you also have to stick with and stay with what you believe and what you know is right, and then also open your eyes and find your blind spots and where can you improve.
It was a physical game on Saturday. It's only going to get more physical. Do you expect any other guys besides McCall to be so?
I expect me to put the foot on the gas today. We're going hard.
More speaking is going to be a physical. Are there any players we need to be concerned about that may not be healthy enough to get into next week?
I don't know. We're going hard, strapping it on. So we'll see.
We haven't talked a lot about the secondary being forward, but I thought that was a good particular, you know, time, you get that fumble recovery and it's kind of in a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Are those guys coming along?
Ty really made some good plays in that game. He did. He showed up good. Our secondary support, our secondary run support was better. I still don't like the perimeter at times. We still got to be firmer on the perimeter. We were giving up too many loose yards, too many easy yards with just basic leverage. And good teams are going to do that. They're going to hit you inside. They got Q run game. They got perimeter run game. And overall, we're pretty solid, but there's things we could do better.
If you're 5-0, and yet we still haven't seen that fully complementary game that you talked about, both offense and defense, that's kind of scary. What's the ceiling for this team?
I don't know what the ceiling is, but I hope to get better today. And, you know, we're excited about it.
So now Kentucky, a bit of a departure. Today is Coach Jim Matney's funeral. People of Johnson Central really appreciated the way that you, as an individual, really highlighted his legacy and what it meant to the state. If you have any other comments on him.
Yeah, thank you. Coach Matney, we just wish him and his family the best, and we respect his legacy and honor him. And, you know, I have great respect for high school coaches and coaches in general, people that sacrifice a lot of their life impacting other people's lives. And Coach was certainly that way. Reminded me of my father. I lost my father in the middle of a season, and you know, and I remember getting a knock on that door. I was in college, but my dad was a high school teacher and coach, and dedicated his whole life to helping people. And heck, we're 3 days away from that anniversary of my dad's death. So it hit home with me, with Coach Matney, and so I know that community is responding to that. So, yeah, thank you.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.